Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Steve Got Waves, and I'm back with another tutorial video. And this time I cooked up a Chief Keef Bankroll fresh type beat. So you already know what that means. It's battle of the bands. We bringing out the band instruments, the trombone, the trumpets, and we about to go crazy. So like, comment, subscribe. Give me any feedback on the beat. Let me know if you want to purchase the beat. And without further ado, we're gonna hop right into it. Alright, so the first thing I did, I went to Purity and I grabbed a brass sound. And it's called Power Brass. So I grabbed this out of Purity. And then from there, I wanted to find a note that I thought sounded the best. And I like that D note. So I put the project in D minor, and then from there I built out some simple chords. I shifted the top notes of the chord up an octave, and then I added some other filler notes, and this is what it sounds like. So I thought that sounded pretty good, but it didn't sound as live and realistic as I wanted to. So I went to Splice and got some one-shots to make the brass sound even more brassy, like a real band is playing it. And this is what it sounds like with those one-shots. So it kind of brings it to life a little bit. Now the next thing I did, I went to Purity and I added some pizz sounds, some pizzicato, I think that's what they call it. And let's see how I built those out. So really, I put these on a third note just because I wanted to add a little bit of variation. I kind of wanted to make it a little bit bouncy, so I put the note on 1/3, and that's how I was able to make these notes. And it was just a really simple pattern, and this is how it sounds. So one thing I might play around with live is to add a little bit of variation. I might take the second half of this, and I was gonna shift it up. I was gonna shift the second. Well, let's try and see how it sounds. So I'm gonna shift the second half of this up to a higher octave and see if it adds a little bit of variation. I think I like that, just so the listener doesn't get bored. So it shifts to a higher octave. Then I took another pizz instrument and added that in, just kind of accenting. It doesn't really do too much. It kind of reminds me of that Soulja Boy, the Soulja Boy dance, crank that. That's not what we doing here. Kids, that's not what we doing here.
Don't joke on my name, don't troll on my name, don't speak on my name. It's gonna be that.
So the next thing I added was piano. And with this piano, I just kind of wanted to get a little bit groovy with it. I didn't go so far as do some Zaytoven keys, but I wanted to put some smooth keys on there. So this is what the keys sounded like. So those are all the melodic elements. So here's what everything sounds like together in terms of the melody. The snare is not your conventional snare. I skipped the fourth hit on the snare and kind of made it offbeat. And I got that from Bankroll Fresh. He likes to rap on those kind of different cadence beats as far as the snare goes. So if you listen closely when the snare is supposed to hit the fourth time, it doesn't hit right on bar. It hits at the next one, if that makes sense. All right, y'all, I added a wavy little drum pattern to it so we could walk through the drum pattern. Then I put a little light mixing on it. We could walk through some of the techniques I like to put on my mixes, and then we'll jump into the arrangement. So as you can see, I added a drum roll right here with my 808. Make sure you bring the velocity down when you do that. It almost creates like a reverse 808 effect, but not really. It kind of leads into the next note. So that's what the drums sound like. So I'll let you hear everything in context with the drums. So I routed all of those elements to its own mixer channel. And what I like to do when I do that, I like to blend all the elements of the beat together. Now, one thing I didn't do, I didn't put the pizzicato instruments into that channel because I didn't want to have any reverb on those. So those pizzicatos are almost like plucked strings, and you don't want to add too much reverb to those. You want those to kind of hit almost like it's a percussion. So in terms of the melodic elements like the trumpet, I added some reverb to it. So my good old Valhalla verb, that's my favorite reverb. And I added a little bit of halftime. So I put the halftime on 8%. And then from there, I cut out the low frequencies. There's a lot of low frequencies in this. So once you cut out the low frequencies in a bass like this with trumpets and horns and trombones, then the mix will sound much cleaner instantly. So you'll get a 50% cleaner mix just by taking away the low end of the trombones and the trumpets. All right, so now I'm gonna spend some time and talk to you about how I arrange my beats. So there are some best practices that I use when arranging my beats. So essentially, I have everything on pattern 1 except for those splice one shots that I have here. So with that being said, I'm going to take pattern 1 and I'm going to split by channel. And what that's going to do is that's going to bring all those elements in so I can use them interchangeably when I want to. So now I want to think about an intro. So how should an intro sound for this beat? So I know I want to use my main purity horn sound. I usually like to start off with some hi-hats as well in terms of an intro and a few percussion elements. So I'm going to add a few percussive elements in there as well. And also, I think I want to add the piano. The piano really kind of keeps things going. So just in terms of an intro, let's see how that sounds. I think I may want to add this Piz instrument also for the intro. And the reason being is because I want to have some things to take out of the beat when I get to the verses, so the verses could kind of stand out, and then we could bring those elements back in. the second part, I think I want to add back in either the pizz or the piano. I don't know which one I want to add back in this part. I think I want to add, I think I'll add in the pizzicato. I think that pairs well with the horns. And then I'll add these one shots back in once I get to the chorus, so you can really know that, hey, it's back vibrant, we back here. That sounds good. Now I think I want to do a little bridge. So in terms of the bridge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my 808. The 808 is going to be completely cut out. And a lot of the melody elements are going to come back in. And then this is just a little drum roll, so I'm adding in this drum roll as we lead up into different parts of the beat. During this bridge part, I just want most of my melodies playing, but I don't want the 808 playing. So let's see how that bridge sounds. I think that sounds good. So one trick that I like to do, just to mix up the beat a little bit, during the bridge, I want to bring back in the 808. So I'm going to cut the end part of the 808, and then I'm going to bring it back here, and it's going to lead into the chorus. I think it sounds good if I start it right here. Now for the chorus, I think I'm gonna bring everything in. I think I'm gonna bring all my elements in. Hopefully it doesn't sound too crowded. I might bring all my elements in and then save the pizz for the second half of the verse. So this is gonna be my verse right here. And that's one thing I do when I'm making a beat. I'm always thinking about a structure for the artist, that the artist could just hop right on it. So it makes it a lot easier when they get into studio mode to actually record on it, is if you're thinking about verse, chorus, verse, or chorus, verse. You know, you're just thinking about the structure of the beat. All right. So I'm going to bring in that, this, and this. I'm gonna cut out the pizz right here, and then copy these elements. Paste them right there. And now we lead right back into the first verse. So with that being said, you can just copy everything over and run that thing back. All right, y'all. This seems like a good spot. All right, y'all. So we got the beat mostly arranged. This is a Chief Keef Bankroll Fresh type beat. Let me know how you feeling it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know any tutorials you want to see next. Let me know any feedback, anything you got for me. If you want to purchase this beat, hit me up. It's always available. All right, without further ado, here's the beat. All right, y'all, the beat is fully arranged. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see next. Let me know what kind of tutorial will be helpful to y'all. Let me know if you want me to jump into anything specific. So this is a Chief Keef Bankroll Fresh type beat, and here's how it sounds.